Hi, Moms. This is Pastor Steve. I'd like to share with you another devotion. I've been thinking about Timothy. I was reading from 1st and 2nd Timothy and reading about his life. Timothy had an amazing life. He came to know Jesus somehow under the ministry of the Apostle Paul. But is that really what happened? It's interesting because when you read in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 5, we get a different story. Let me read that to you, and this will take us into our devotional. It says, "When I call to remembrance the genuine faith that is in you, which dwelt first in your grandmother Lois and in your mother Eunice, I am persuaded is in you also." What an amazing statement. Because if we think about the importance of moms and the influence that moms have over their children, it is something that I've seen and learned throughout the years, that moms have one of the greatest influence over their kids. It's very powerful what moms do. And here we have really the testimony of Timothy, who I'm convinced came to know Jesus because of his mother and his grandmother. These two women lived and shared faith with their son and grandson. And as a result, Timothy became one of the most famous, powerful men of the New Testament. He became someone that literally we now have two letters with his name on it, 1st and 2nd Timothy. Moms, you are amazing, and you provide tremendous influence. There's a story I heard about a young mom who decided to cook a special dinner making a ham. And she started off by cutting off a significant portion of the end of the ham. Her husband noticed this and said, "Why did you do that?" And the young mom's response was, "Well, my mother taught me to do it this way." And of course, the dad asked, "Why?" Now, the young mom didn't have an answer, so she thought, I should call my mom and find out. So she did. And the next day she called her mom and said, "Mom, why is it that you taught me to cut off this large, portion at the end of the ham?" And, her mom said, "I learned that from my mom, your grandmother. And I got to tell you, I'm not sure exactly why. So why don't you call her?" And so the young mom said, "Yeah, I should call Grandma. I haven't talked to her for a while. What a great idea." So she called her grandmother, who was out of state, and they talked for a little bit. And finally she said, "Grandma, I want to ask you a question. Mom taught me to cut off a large portion at the end of the ham before we, prepared it. And she said she learned it from you. And so I want to know why. Why do we do that?" Grandmother kind of chuckled and she said, "Well, sure, I'd love to tell you, because basically the reason I've always cut that large portion of ham off is because I never had a frying pan large enough." And so here was something that was passed down from generation to generation for another reason than it needed to fit the right pan. That's influence. That is something that we recognize is a part of our lives. And so, moms, I want to thank you for bringing the right kind of influence in the lives of your children, because you just never know what could happen. You never know what might be the result of all the things that you are bringing into the lives of your kids. You may be raising a Timothy. You never know. This is Pastor Steve. God bless you.